Hello class, so good news. We got an email from the Travel Breeze agency yesterday that should have included a newsletter and Google Site link. If you did not get this email, do not fret. I will be sending you the link after this video. So inside the newsletter, it'll cover both this overview page and the task page. So in the newsletter, it covers both of those. So I'm going to briefly just go through it. Here is a informational little paragraph that you can read on your own. That was also in the newsletter, and it's basically asking you to look at different formations and how they got their shape. So this is also on the newsletter, and it is a very brief overview of the tasks, and we will be doing a more in-depth overview of that in the directions page, which I will get to in a second, but first I wanted to show you the very brief overview. So part one, you're going to be doing individual work and you're going to be doing group work. You're all going to be doing your individual work, and then we're going to meet for a Zoom call so I can go through more of part two together. And when we meet on that Zoom call, we're going to be split up into groups to talk about what we found through our own worksheet. And then for part two, you're going to be going into those groups that I split you in, and I'm going to be assigning you a different landmark so that you guys can start looking at that landmark more in depth. And then you guys are going to be creating a product with your information. And I'll get to what that product's going to look like in a second. But again, this is going to be where we get more of our information from, is this direction page. So day one, this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at this hyperlinked document, and we're going to be defining what erosion and weathering are. Those are very important for us to know as we work through to get to our product. You're going to be seeing a few of these images here, and you're going to match the image to the text, which we have done in the past, so you should be able to navigate that. If there are any questions on that, you can go ahead and send me an email. And then we have this video review, so there's a link to a video. It's a very short video, and it is going to be of a coastline. So that is part one. Tomorrow will be part two, and that is when we are going to discuss our worksheets and get into groups. When you get into your group, you are simply going to be looking at these 4 different landmarks. One of them you will be assigned to, and you will be asking me any questions before you start your individual work. Now, when you get this worksheet, you're going to be doing it individually, but if you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email, and then you will start working with your group after we have finished this. So on day 3, that is when a lot of the group work is going to happen, and we're going to start creating our product together. This worksheet is not going to be done together. This worksheet is going to be done for you as a note page so that you have notes on it while you keep working. And we're going to be doing a Zoom call as well to discuss what is going on in our worksheets so that we know the information before we create anything, and we can reflect back on our worksheets if we start having questions about the material. So that is going to be on day 3. Along with day 3, you are also going to be doing this checkpoint. That's just a Google form so I can check where you are currently and see if I need to actually talk about erosion and weathering more in depth in our next Zoom call. So this is what it's going to look like. It has multiple choice questions, and it has one short little answer. So back to the directions page. Remember, that's going to be our hub for the entire unit. And on day 3, that is where we are going to be looking at Story Jumper as well. So you're going to do your worksheet. We're going to briefly talk about the worksheet and our answers. Then we're going to go ahead and look at Story Jumper and see if we have any questions with that. And then that checkpoint is going to be due after we get off the videos. That way you have more time to study and process it on your own time. And then on day 4, We're going to be talking about our project more in depth. We're going to be inputting information into the outlines that I will provide you and send to you on that day. And then on day 5, we're going to present. So when we present, there will be a sign-up sheet that I will tag you all in, and we will present on that day. Now the sign-up sheet that I send out will most likely be sent out on day 3 as well, and then we will go ahead and have that ready for day 5. Now the sources page is going to be if you ever get lost and your hyperlinks aren't working how they should, then you always have access to your documents and the websites that correspond with it. And then whenever you need to make your book, that is through Story Jumper. Next, we're going to have your evaluation. This is what I'm going to be looking for, and this is going to be your rubric. If you're not doing anything, you are a sad face and you will get a 0. If you do a lot of very good work, you will be getting A's on this assignment. And then we have a conclusion page. So when we're done, this is what you're going to see. And then the teacher page is more so of a resource for teachers that also want to use this website. So Miss Smith, Miss Johnson, they're probably going to be using this one. And so this is your performance tasks and Common Core stuff. This is all stuff that you don't need. This is for other teachers. And I have examples in here. So if you get lost, you can go here and look at the examples. None of the examples are going to be your worksheets, so you will not get away with copying and pasting anything that you see here because it does not actually align with what we are doing right now. Finally, this is your group project right here. And so this is one I made, and this is about the half dome. And you can flip through here and see what's going to be happening with that. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, let me know.